Gentlemen, what is going on? Hope you're all doing well and amazing today. It is your coach, Danny C. And today we have a special guest star, a DC Fit fat loss expert, Coach Brad. Brad, what is going on, man?
Danny, thanks so much for having me on here, brother. It's good to see you.
Yes, you as well. For everybody that doesn't know, Brad's actually part of our DC Fit team. He helps our clients. He's awesome at what he does. And today, I wanted to bring him onto the podcast and just share about fat loss and, really the foundational steps that will help you lose weight, feel good, have more energy, especially going into the new year. All right. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this podcast right now. I'm going to get the countdown timer going and we'll go from there, gentlemen. I appreciate you. Brad, let's change some lives.
Let's do it.
Okay, let me start here. There we go. That's loud today. Wow. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Men's Fat Loss Made Easy podcast, where I'm here to give you the best tips and tricks you could use on your fat loss journey. Today, we will be talking about Fat Loss 101 with Coach Brad. And Brad is a huge part of our DC Fit team. He's a fat loss expert. And Brad, if it's okay with you, I just want to start with a quick introduction, right? Do you want to just share a little bit about who you are and your roles at DC Fit, if that's okay?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks so much for that introduction, Danny, and just thanks so much for having me on here, man. Always good to have a conversation about something I'm so passionate about, which is fat loss here. So,
yes.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, my name is Brad Herks. I've been an assistant coach for Danny here since April of this year, so 2022. And what I do with Danny is I help him out with some of the back end work with all of our amazing clients. So things I look after are helping Danny out with some workout programming and some updates that way. Then on the nutrition side of things, we're big into the macro and the calorie tracking. So we do some of the macro calculations and updates that way. And then also I'm in there for support, for accountability, especially in our amazing Facebook community. And I also do the weekly check-ins for the clients. So for any clients out there listening, be sure to get those check-in forms in before 8 p.m. every other Sunday to get a video review from me, from yours truly.
Yes. I love it, dude. I appreciate you. Talk a little bit about your background and where you're from, obviously, because, you're from Canada, and just kind of, just a little bit about Brad, if that's completely all right.
Yeah, totally, man. So yeah, like Danny said, I am from north of the border. So, growing up, like I loved hockey. And I was always kind of like the fat kid. And that's kind of what, a lot of people like in the fitness space can kind of relate to that. And that's what drove me to, this passion for fitness, the passion for, being in control of like the way that I looked and the way that I felt, and just the confidence that came from that. So, that's really been the North Star and the guiding star for everything I've done up to this point. And that's what encouraged me to become a personal trainer and a fat loss expert. So just love sharing my passion and helping change lives like the way that my life was changed by, diving into my fitness journey.
Dude, I absolutely love that. That is amazing. And it starts with our journey, right? And, I have my own journey. And like you said, you felt like the fat kid. And it's just really powerful because we have to go through those struggles to really overcome that adversity. And now, you're changing lives. And I think we're going to change some lives today. All right. So I appreciate that intro, Brad. It means a lot. And today, for everybody listening, we're going to be talking about fat loss because we know as coaches, for a lot of you busy guys, you just are not really consistent with losing weight. And right now, it is a struggle for you, right? You have a very busy schedule. You have a lot of things going on. Your time management is not the best. You're entering the holidays and you may be stuck and you may be a little bit inconsistent and you may be plateauing just a little bit. And Brad hears it all the time. Like, you go on this weight loss roller coaster every single year. And I don't want 2023 to come and you're just feeling uncomfortable in your clothes and you're not feeling confident, right? So in today's podcast, I wanted to bring on Brad to give you some more expert level help on how to lose weight, how to lose stubborn body fat, and feel fit. So what we're going to do is share the 3 foundational steps, the 3 foundational keys that you need to know to lose stubborn body fat and feel amazing and confident going into the new year. All right. So, Brad, do you want to talk about the first foundational step to lose stubborn body fat? Is that good with you?
Yes, absolutely, Danny. I appreciate that. So when it comes to losing fat, you guys, like, as Danny mentioned, there are a lot of different factors that go into it. But number one is definitely going to be nutrition.
Mm,
So you all have heard like that age old saying, abs are made in the kitchen. And, it's not everyone's goal to,
right.
have like a shredded six pack of abs. But, for any body or fat loss transformation, like what you eat and your nutrition is just super important.
Mm,
So obviously what you're eating is a huge part of that equation. But one thing a lot of people tend to overlook, Danny, is, the right amount of what you're eating. So,
mm,
what you're eating and the quality of those foods is one part of the equation, but another part is the right amounts and actually tracking that. So what we encourage our clients to do, Danny, and what we ourselves even do, is we try to make this as easy as possible to follow. So we follow that 80-20 rule, which is going to be, 80% of your whole foods and the majority of your foods that you're eating are going to come from minimally processed sources,
mm,
nutrient dense sources, and more whole food sources. So, for example, Danny, those are going to be things like, you can think of one ingredient foods is a great way to think of this. So
mm,
for me, my go-tos are going to be chicken breast, sweet potatoes, oats, carrots, lots of different other veggies. And then,
mm,
I love my fruits, love my apples, bananas, etc. And then some whole grains are really good options for that 80% as well. So
mm,
then, like I said, it's that 80-20 rule. So for the 20%, Danny, we can follow more flexible options and things, that we can allow ourselves to fit in that we love and enjoy. We just kind of have to do so in moderation.
mm,
We believe, I believe, and I know you strongly believe too, that like restrictive dieting and cutting ourselves off of different things and labeling foods off limits is not the way to, make this sustainable, lifestyle change. Um,
exactly.
so by following the 80-20 rule, it ensures you're not depriving yourself and, really restricting yourself from your favorites, but you're going to allow yourself to enjoy them and still like work towards the fat loss goal or the body transformation goal and not against that goal. So, when you pair this style of eating, the 80-20, with food tracking as well, it's such a powerful
Mm,
tool because that way, you can hit your calorie goals, hit your macro goals that, we calculate for our clients that's going to
mhm,
produce them the results.
mhm.
And by following that 80-20, they can stay sane and, eat their favorite foods, still get results. And it's just going to make it, that much more enjoyable over the whole process of the fat loss journey.
I absolutely love that. And Brad, I love how you thank you for all of that. I love how you brought up like right away the 80-20 rule, because especially going into the holidays, we need that little bit of 20%, because I think with a lot of these busy guys that are listening right now to the podcast, like they probably tried to lose weight before, but they were just like too restrictive. It was bland, it was boring, and they didn't learn how to work through the holidays. They didn't learn how to really eat out at restaurants while still enjoying themselves, going on vacation, how to bounce back from getting sick, right? All these things. They just go they want the results so quick, and they're like, all right, I'm going on Google, I'm searching this up, and all right, it says to eat chicken, rice, broccoli every day. I'm just going to do that. And it's just, they're wasting time, right? So I love that you started with the 80-20 rule, and the ingredients that you listed off are awesome as well, because having those nutrient dense foods, like, gentlemen have to realize, like, maybe you're not used to eating that, but those are the foods that are going to give you more energy. You're going to lose weight, feel fit, because like Brad said, abs are made in the kitchen. And yes, it might not be your goal to get abs, but just any type of weight loss is in the kitchen. All right. You cannot out train a bad diet.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot out train a bad diet. All right. I know a
Love it.
lot of individuals that, they're working out, and then they don't eat that right, and they struggle getting progress, and they're wondering why. It's because what you're doing in the kitchen, even ordering out. All right. You can still be healthy ordering out. All right. Brad and I have clients working 16 hours a day, and we have to teach them what to get for, DoorDash, Uber Eats, when you're at your company outings, when you're ordering Panera, whatever it is. Okay. Like, we just have to really work around that. Does that make sense, Brad?
Absolutely, man. I really love how you sum that all up and, explain the benefits of, picking those ingredients that are going to actually energize you and
Yeah.
fuel you. So
Yeah,
Love it.
100%. Yes, that's number one. That's the first foundational step. I love it, Brad. All right. So then let's talk about the second foundational step, if that's okay with you, to lose stubborn body fat, feel fit, lose the stomach, and just really feel, more confident going into 2023. What's that second foundational step?
Totally, man. So that second step is actually what really sparked my own personal passion for
Mm,
fitness, and that's going to be the workouts. So, as you all know, like we just said there, fat loss and, abs are made in the kitchen, but exercise is going to be crucial for losing that fat as well. So,
mm,
what we focus on most with our clients too is more so the resistance training. And
mm,
that's because, the resistance training helps to not only build lean muscle tissue for you guys, but it's also going to help to do other things like boost your metabolism and help burn more calories and in turn burn more fat.
mm,
So building that lean muscle tissue through resistance training is going to help you to get that lean and that tone physique that you want. Whereas if you were to just kind of focus solely on, cardio style workouts, lots of hit, hours on the treadmill or the bike,
mm,
yes, you're going to burn calories from that and some fat, but essentially you're just going to become a smaller version of yourself. And
mm,
that's not the goal with fat loss. The goal is, a body transformation and actually having like a physique that you're proud of, that's desirable. But yeah, like I said, focusing on just cardio is going to make you a smaller version of yourself and not like that toned and lean physique that, we're all kind of trying to get closer to here. And one thing, Danny, I don't know about you, but I hear people say all the time that they don't want to strength train because they don't want to get bulky.
mm.
Is that something you hear a lot too?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm going to put that, myth to rest right now because that is not at all how it works. I think to me, honestly, that sounds just crazy if someone were to come to me and say, like, I don't drive at all because I don't want to become a NASCAR driver.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, man, like just focusing on adding that lean muscle tissue to your frame, like through that resistance training, like I mentioned, it's really more of like the long-term play. And
Mm,
that's what's going to help you burn more calories overall. It's going to improve your daily activities, having that lean muscle mass. And like I said, like I want to hammer this home. It's what's going to actually drive that physique, that you desire. That's going to look great, wearing everything or maybe even wearing nothing at all. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to look great in everything or in nothing?
no, 100% right, man. You want to feel confident naked. That's what it's about. No, but like really, just being able to focus on the strength training. Everything you said was spot on, and I love that you said, people. It's like saying, I don't want to drive because I don't want to become a NASCAR driver. That's like so true. I love that, and that's what people think. They don't want to get bulky or anything like that. But if you are lifting, you're not going to get bulky. It gets like you need to be taking something to really get to that like level of bulk, and you need to be lifting for years,
Yeah.
and really being intentional with it. So I love that everything you said was spot on. Also, kind of the science that went behind it is if you are really doing strength training, you are going to be putting on more muscle fibers on your body, which is going to burn more calories. It's going to get to the stubborn body fat. Just like you said, Brad, like that's what's really going to tone up your body, make you feel good, make sure you could feel confident on the beach 2023, taking off your shirt. And whether you have clothes on or off, like you're feeling freaking good. And, and honestly, I just want to talk as guys right now, like testosterone, right? A lot of guys are watching their testosterone's down. Hormone levels are down because you're sedentary, all right? Because
Mhm.
weightlifting, strength training, that's going to boost your testosterone. That's going to boost your sex drive. And guys, we're gentlemen, we need it, all right? We just we're human. And if you are feeling like low on motivation, low on testosterone all the time, like you're not even going to be living an efficient life, all right? So we are really built to be active and lift heavy stuff. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to go crazy, right, Brad? And you know that we have clients that are working out literally in their living room. We've
Yeah.
had clients since January 2022 that went through a full year in the program that have been working out at home like no equipment.
Yeah.
We make it work. Body weight workouts, cable machines, stuff like that. You probably have like maybe a gym set or a piece of equipment at home that's been collecting dust for years. So utilize it a little bit and just have that plan of action when it comes to strength training. Does that make sense, Brad?
Absolutely, man. And one approach that we take too when we're, doing our workout programming is like minimal effective dose. Like we're not just hammering you with, a ton of volume that's unnecessary. We
Right.
want to get you what you need to get your results, especially in the time frame that you have. And then anything on top of that is just going to be a bonus and,
Mm.
based on your time, your schedule, and your goals.
I love that. I love how you said like the time frame, because obviously there's a lot of busy gentlemen watching right now. They're like, I don't have enough time. All you need is 10 to 15 minutes. All
That's right.
right. Brad's amazing. He'll come up with any workout you need. But yeah, no, but seriously, that like really that's all you need. Honestly, like we do some workouts with clients that take 8 minutes, and it's just like it's like a circuit that lasts 3 to 4 rounds, and you have like 3 exercises. That's going to take 8 to 10 minutes. And if you're not willing to do that, then just don't complain that your cholesterol through the roof, that your blood pressure
Mhm.
is high, and that you don't feel good. You got to make it a priority. All right. So
That's right.
yes, Brad, everything you said, spot on. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Now let's talk about the last and third foundational step. Honestly, probably most important, as you know, as a coach, right? To lose a stubborn body fat. And you want to just touch on what that is?
Absolutely, Danny. So the last piece, which is super important and honestly the most crucial for, 99% of the clients that Danny and I work with, and that's going to be the accountability and the support.
Hmm.
So this is really important to touch on here, guys, because losing fat, like it can definitely be a lonely journey. It can be a confusing journey as well, with so much like noise, conflicting information out there. And I personally myself know what it's like to try to achieve that goal on your own. And, I've always had better luck when I've had that external accountability and external support.
Mm,
So that being said, like, we have internal motivation, we have our why, but there are days where honestly that just doesn't cut it. So having that, like I said, external accountability, external support, that can really, be the thing that provides a lot of impact with your transformation, with your fat loss journey. So, this accountability that I'm talking about, Danny, this can be as simple as, reaching out to friends or
mm,
family or, even someone that's going on a similar journey. But of course, the other option too is enlisting the help of a coach or a personal trainer or like an expert, someone like Danny and myself, that's going to be able to provide you with the expert guidance, the support, and the plan. And really, help minimize, like I said, all that noise and
mm,
conflicting information out there and just get you on the path, get you consistent, and get you the results that you desire. So,
mm,
right now, Danny, too, like, I'm working with my own fitness coach coaching me, and I know
mhm,
that you're working with one as well.
mhm,
And the first time I did that, Danny, I hired my first online coach. It was in January of 2020. And
mhm.
at that point, like I said, fitness has been a passion of mine for a while. I was kind of, trying to do the fat loss journey on my own.
Yep.
But it's when I hired that coach is when I really was able to put all the pieces together. And it honestly fast tracked my results and took them to the next level. So
Mm,
honestly, when I hired my coach, I got into the best shape of my life. And just from that experience I had with my own coach, like I knew right away, Danny, I was like, I need to be doing this. I need to do this as my career so I can help people who, have struggled for so long, kind of the same way I did. And, now I'm blessed working with you, helping with your clients and, our clients that are everywhere around the world.
mm.
Location's not an issue. It's all done online and just loving every minute of it. So
Awesome, dude. I love that. And yeah, I think as coaches, like part of the reason why I got a coach is yes. And I love that you have your own coach. Everything you said, Brad, I appreciate. And I think part of the reason just having a coach is just yes, having the accountability, having the structure, having the game plan. But also it's just really making sure you pay attention. And I think that's the most important thing is just being more diligent with that and being more intentional with your time when it comes to like a plan, because even when people they think they know what they're doing, like you, Brad, you know what you're doing. We know what we're doing when we go into the gym, in the kitchen, whatever it is. But just having, like you said in the beginning, that external support, it just makes you pay more attention. And also, it's like for me, I don't want to let my coach down. Like
mhm,
I have a relationship with my coach, and he's the best, and like I don't want to let him down. For you, you don't want to let your coach down, right? So
absolutely.
having that external guidance definitely helps. And everything you said is spot on. And like, was it a little bit, nerve wracking, making that first commitment for yourself, getting like a high level coach? It probably was. It was for me.
Yeah.
Right. So just taking that first step is just so important. And that goes for every aspect of our life, right? Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So when it comes to coaching and accountability, like Brad said, you can find your friend that is active, that goes to the gym. Maybe it's a coworker, whatever it is. But also, maybe a personal trainer, maybe a coach that is going to care about you, lay the blueprint in front of you, just like Brad said. So you're not wasting time. You're not going down these fat loss myths, like doing too much cardio, being too restrictive. And then it's like 6 months later and you're like, all right, I'm back at square one. You just wasted 6 months of your life, right? So having that game plan will definitely just help you, speed up your results. And we're not going to tell you you're going to get, lose 30 pounds in 20 days. It's just not going to happen. But it's going to happen quicker if you had the right game plan, right? So does that make sense, Brad?
Absolutely, man. Like, why would you spend the time learning all your own mistakes and making this a way longer process than it has to be when you could just, reach out, get that expert help and advice that could, avoid all the mistakes that they've already made trying to achieve a similar goal that you have in mind. And it's no exaggeration when I say that hiring my first coach literally changed my life, not only my body, my mindset, but it put me on the path of, wanting to give back and become a coach myself. So no exaggeration when I say hiring my first online coach literally changed my life. So
that is so amazing. I love that. And it's an inspiration. And like you said, it's like you were recognized, if I could bring this up again, as like the fat kid, right? And so was I. Like, I didn't feel comfortable in my shirt and my body. And and at the time, we're like, why is this happening to us? Like, I don't feel confident in myself. We're asking, like, why is this happening? Now we're coaches. So we know exactly why we went through those struggles. And like, we went through the struggles, gentlemen, so you don't have to. Right? A lot of people are going to get maybe motivated right now. They're like, I'm going to do this. Like, why would you try to go mess up on your own? Right? And that's part of the reason why I work with Nasser, like my coach, is because he's just has more experience than me. He's been on a bodybuilding show, like done all this stuff. And it's just simple as talking to him for 5 minutes that is going to actually save me years of my life. Right? Does that make sense for everybody listening? It's like just having a plan for 6 to 12 months will save you years of your life. Because think about all of you that tried a diet in 2010 and tried something in 2015, tried something in 2019. What if you actually stayed consistent when you started if you had the right plan, right? You'd probably be a coach yourself. You'd be on the podcast. It'd be Brad, me, and you right there, right? So like literally just next time you go into your weight loss, like which I hope is right now, you're going to start immediately, have the right plan and use these foundational steps that we talked about. All right. Does that make sense, Brad? Is that
absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah, you nailed that.
Cool. Awesome. I love it. So what I just want to do, Brad, really quick, if you want to touch on it as well, I want to just go over and like recap because we gave a lot of value today. The 3 foundational steps you need to really lose stubborn body fat, feel more confident, have more energy going into the new year is 1, it's going to be proper nutrition. All right. And Brad talked a lot about the 80-20 rule. That's the main focus we really teach our clients on top of like their macronutrient goals and their calorie goals is like giving them that flexibility. And what the 80-20 rule is 80% whole foods. And just like Brad said, with like your lean meats, your proteins, veggies, all that good stuff, whole grains, but then 20% of like your alcohol and the Christmas cookies and, the desserts and stuff. You have to like be fitting that in somewhere because we all want what we can't have. Right, Brad? So if you come into our program and Brad are like, you can't have cookies, you can't have pizza, you're just going to want it even more. Right? So we don't do that. And it's just not the way to go. It's not sustainable and it's not fun. All right. So we really work around macronutrients and we want to make sure that you need proper nutrition. All right. The second thing is exercise, primarily strength training, just like Brad said. It's actually funny. I'm going to be posting a video soon, and I actually talk about what another coach told one of our clients, Brad, and it was like, you have to do more cardio to lose weight. And I just completely, like you said, laid that myth to rest. And I love that you said that. It's like, no, that's just gone. That's not anymore because there's so many myths out there, and I want to just be starting the, or, really putting this podcast out there to share the truth. And you just shared a bunch of truth, especially with exercise, because you talked about strength training, building some muscle, knowing that building muscle is not going to get you bulky and like, Arnold, right? It's really not, because it's not like if you start driving, you're going to be a NASCAR driver, just like Brad said. But you have to be putting on some more strength, because more strength is going to help you burn more calories throughout the day, which is going to help you lose more weight, help you lose stubborn body fat. It's going to speed up your metabolism. It's going to do so many things for you, and just going throughout your day. Right? Imagine just being like a couple pounds stronger, and you can like lift the heavy boxes. You can actually get up from chairs and the couch without like having a problem, or huffing and puffing, getting something from the top shelf without like breaking your arm, right? So it's just like the daily tasks. So more strength training. All right. And then the last thing is support. That is number 3. And I think this is most important, because you could have the exercise plan, you could have the nutrition plan, but if you are alone and you don't have the right guidance, and you don't have something you're really paying attention to diligently, then you're gonna be frustrated. And I tell Brad this all the time, like why I really got the fitness coach. Actually, I was going to talk about this before. I lost my train of thought. But it was to be a leader for our clients, Brad. That was like number one. Because like, if they're advanced, they're tracking their foods, their macronutrients, stuff like that. I want to be in the trenches with them, right? And so what helped me is like, I know that when I pay attention, right? So I invested in myself, so I had something on the line, I had something at stake, so
Right.
I'd be paying attention to this program, all right? Because
Skin
now
in the game.
skin in the game, baby. That's it, Brad. So like now I'm like, all right, I'm invested. This is it.
Yeah.
I have friends actually from Canada that have, been in some mentorship programs that we're familiar with. And they'll literally like send another friend like $5,000, and they're like, don't give me this back until I'm consistent for a year in the gym. Like, just don't even give me. It's not even like they're paying them. It's just like, take this and secure this, and don't give it back to me unless like I do this thing. Because when you pay attention. Now they have something on the line, right? And they have this accountability, and they have skin in the game. Does that make sense?
That's right. Brings that accountability to the next level for sure.
Yes, 100%. And I heard that, I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, but that's a pretty good idea. And yeah, she was actually from Canada, which is funny.
Nice.
But did the foundational steps, the recap, did that make sense, Brad?
Oh yeah, that was beautiful, Danny. You nailed it. Like, just the nutrition, the right amounts, the right foods, the workouts, focusing on that strength training, and then that accountability and support to put that skin in the game, have something on the line, man. You wrap that up perfectly.
Awesome, Brad. I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, last thing I just want to say here is like, really, listening to this is one thing, but hearing this and taking action on it is going to be a whole different level for you. If you really do that and just really take this information to heart and implement, you will feel a lot better even before January 1st. We have 16 days left in the year. That's a lot of time. I'm not saying you're going to lose 40 pounds, but 16 days, you can start developing some healthy habits. So you're not 10 steps behind January 1st. All right. And then going into the new year, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to be losing weight, having more energy, feeling fit, not having to worry about cholesterol and blood pressure or any of that. You're going to be feeling really good. All right. So that is it. Any final thoughts, Brad?
Honestly, guys, just like as cliche as it is, like keep pushing forward. Don't give up. Like Danny and I, we've both been there ourselves, both former fat kids. Like, we at one point thought that, we were never going to be able to change. And this was impossible to get the fat loss results that we desired. But, we're living proof that that's not true. It just takes, the right plan, the right accountability. And I promise you guys, you're going to get there.
Yes, I love it. We're going to end right there. That's perfect. That's perfect, Brad. Appreciate that. That is it. All right. If you're listening to the podcast, we appreciate you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed Brad's time. A lot of value he gave. And we will talk to you on I don't know if Brad's going to be here the next episode, but I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you on the next episode. All right. See you later, everybody. Bye. All right, Brad, you can stay right there. Facebook and all the other platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We're going to talk to you later and see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, and God bless. Have a great day.